This week, we are talking a little bit about a place I have conflicted emotions regarding. We're talking about Walt Disney World. They have this crazy new idea that is so cloaked in secrecy that people are trying to get any scrap of video they can before it is embargoed. We are recording this on February 24th. Will not be released until Friday, February 25th, Ginger. I'm Matt Austin.
I'm Ginger Gadsden, and I am in a flop sweat right now because we don't want to push the wrong button. So this is broadcast to everyone because people would love nothing more than that. I would like to also point out that I got dressed for today's podcast. Matt Austin is just wearing a t-shirt.
This is what you
wrong
get
with you?
when I am broadcasting in my kids' playroom.
Wow.
So
Okay, I just wanted to bring that up that you didn't even bother to get dressed, but I feel like we need some sort of sound effect. Please put that water gun away. We need some sort of sound effect that says nerd alert because this is my nerd senses started tingling when people started talking about this story. And I'm a Star Wars fan, but I am not to the level to which this thing elevates, right? It is crazy, and only a few people are seeing it before it is actually released. And one of the few people who's very lucky to be seeing it is our theme park producer. He also produces one of our newscasts. It's Landon Mcreynolds. Bring him on in.
Landon, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to the show.
I have returned from a galaxy far, far away.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I just want to start out by saying when we got messages that you were doing this, first thing, it was like everyone shut your pie holes about it. The second thing is I feel like something like Liam Neeson would do in the movie Taken, like they put a pillowcase over your head, put you in the back of a car and drove you to a location. Is that how you got to this place?
Honestly, I was coming from another media event with one of the theme parks, and our news director called me and she was just like, "Yeah, we're gonna send you this." And I was like, "Okay, so what are the stipulations on this? Like, I can't say anything." She's like, "Yeah, you're gonna be in there for 2 days. Like, we assure you that you won't be claustrophobic if you need to leave." And I was just like, "This sounds like prison
What?
for a
Sounds
second,
like a kidnapping.
It does.
Yeah, it sounds like
really
a prison
does.
for just a second, but then you got to step back and realize, like, it's also kind of cool. I mean, you get to go and check out this new experience, like Star
Okay, so
Wars. I mean,
we got ahead of ourselves. What is this new experience called? What is it called, and what is it supposed to do?
so it's called Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. So it's like one of the most immersive experiences that Disney has done ever. I mean, this is not your normal trip to the Coronado on Disney property. I mean, there's no pool, there's no gym, so knock all that out of the way. If you want to do that, I mean, there's other resorts you can go check out. But this is a place where you will literally be immersed in the Star Wars story. You are a part of it. I mean, yeah, you lift off, and then you are on the Halcyon Star Cruiser, and you are doing everything from it's all up to you, honestly. I mean, you can be part of the First Order, you can be part of the Resistance. This whole thing is depending on what your path takes you on, and there's a story that goes along with this whole experience, and your story is going to intertwine with it. You're going to do a whole lot along the way. You're going to meet a ton of new characters. You're going to do bridge training, what you're seeing now. You're going to do a little bit of lightsaber training. You get to go to Batuu on Galaxy's Edge for a while. You get to do missions while you're there.
What is this bridge training we're seeing right now? Describe what's going on right there.
So bridge training is actually a part of the you'll have a scheduled time when you're on the Star Cruiser. So this right now is you are divided up into groups. So you can be like you can be a weapons, you can be a navigator, a loader, and then this right here, what you're seeing is the shields. So these people here are dodging the bullets that are coming in, and you have to dodge to protect the Star Cruiser. Meanwhile, everybody else has their own types of positions going on at the same time. And so during this point in the event, you'll actually be rotated. So everybody will get to do a little bit of everything. and you actually are competing in a way with the Halcyon crew. Like they're also competing at the same time. So your score is going up against theirs. I mean, they're the professionals. So
So all the
Okay,
people we saw in that little room, are you guys working together as a team, or are those the people you're working kind of against?
you are working as a team in that particular scenario.
Okay.
But stepping back, I mean, some people could be part of the resistance and the First
Uh,
Order. And in that particular room, there is a huge story moment where something happens. I don't want to ruin it too much because there are so many different moments in the whole experience where
just
you're
give us
just
one
like,
spoiler
that's
alert. We're
awesome.
going to say spoiler alert and then pause. And anyone who doesn't want to hear it, then they cover their ears. And in 20
oh, he's
seconds,
not
they
going to
can.
do that. He's not going to give
Why
us a
would I want to
spoiler.
ruin the
No, he
experience?
doesn't want to do that. And I don't want to ruin that either. All right. I don't want to give a spoiler alert, but I feel even when they came out with this idea, to me, it sounded like this might be the worst idea Disney has ever had. Okay. Me personally, the thought of being trapped in a building with no windows for 2 days while I'm walking around role playing like some Star Trooper sounds like my nightmare on Earth. Oh, let me come hit you with my lightsaber. That sounds terrible to me. Maybe they're
you.
not trying to, get me to go to this, but Landon, this seems crazy. Do you think this? And okay, we've also buried another lead, $5,000 for 2 nights for 2 people.
It's
So you
2 night
have
minimum.
to really want this. So Landon, I want to get your overall thoughts of, was this a good idea by Disney, or could this possibly be a failure?
It's hard for like let me just be honest here. The whole experience is very cool. Um, I mean, you do feel like you are on a ship. You feel like there are certain aspects to this where I felt like I was on a cruise ship. You have the same waiters, for example, when you eat dinner. I mean, he knew my drink order from the night before. You have baggage tags that are on your bed when you get back to alert you to put your bags out the door, and they will be carried off the ship at a later time.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
just the
interesting.
little hidden details like that. I mean, you do feel like you're on a cruise ship. You have to do a mustard drill when you get on. Um,
Hmm.
but the whole experience overall, the pricing is going to be the big kicker for a lot of people. It is not cheap. It is all inclusive. I will tell you that. Um, but it's an experience that I would recommend to the ultimate Star Wars fan. If you are not, go to
Mhm.
Galaxy's Edge and just have fun there.
Which you don't
But
get
there
to
are
spend. I think it's important for people to know you spend some time at the park during this 2 days, but you're not spending a lot. Most of the time you're on this ship, right?
You're in this new world.
well, just to put it out there, I mean, you are constantly busy. Your story progresses as you are on the ship. You have set missions to go. I mean, this is Rise of the Resistance on Batuu. I mean, you get to experience that, and that just escalates it. I mean, I talked to one of the people at Disney after the experience, and they kind of put it in perspective for me. For those people that have been on Batuu at Galaxy's Edge and have ridden these rides before, you might have like experienced it and like taken it in as for what it is. But when you are put in this new experience and you get to go to the park and you have missions that are like telling you to go see this person, and then that person is part of the ride, the story is connected so well that it just escalates it even further. I mean, it's hard to even like tell people
Is
about it.
is it sort of like being in a virtual reality world without like the goggles or whatever, but you're actually living in that world?
Yeah, I mean, you have what they call data pads. When you first check in, Disney has put a big emphasis on technology. And this experience, for example, is a key example of that. I mean, your data pads are their iPhones. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but they're iPhones. Um, and you literally will walk around. You will get communication from different leaders on the ship that will tell you what to do, what's happening. That same data pad has tools on it where you can go into Batu, for example. I had so much fun with this. You could go into Batu, you go up to these things here, and it's like you can hack that specific device. So you go in there and you play like a little game. It's kind of like you I don't know, it's like you drag the line to each specific code, you hack it, and then it makes a noise and it interacts with you, and then you get credits for being good at that specific hacking. Like, I would walk around and people were like, what are you doing? But like,
And you only
like,
get this device if you're staying at the Galactic Star Cruiser.
And I don't know if you can look on my shirt, they also give you a pin to put on, so
I
they
saw
know
that.
if you are part of the Star Cruiser. So you can walk around. They have crew members in blue that are walking around. They are literally watching you. They know where you're at. They know what you're doing. And if you have any questions, they're there to help you because you are part of an elite passenger crew that's living out this adventure.
This is very, I don't know how
That
I feel
feels
about this.
scary to me. Like, people are watching me
I know.
and
You're cloaked
following me
with this scarlet letter. I don't know, maybe we're being a little dramatic. But it sounds like it's a pretty heavy customer service experience if you're kind of looking at it from the outside in. Landon sent me this video of him walking around with this device and playing little games. I was like, I don't know what in the hell is going on here. But it's very interesting. Another thing you do, part of the immersive experience, Landon, is you learn how to use a lightsaber, right? That's the video we're about to look at.
I mean, who doesn't? I mean, what says Star Wars more than a lightsaber?
Yes.
I mean, this is any Star Wars fan's ultimate dream right here. So part of your experience, you'll be assigned a specific time to go in to the lightsaber training pod. It's you and a small group of people. You go in here, you line up, and you will take turns defending and like learning how to wield a lightsaber. When you're not doing a lightsaber, you actually will get a shield, because if you've seen the movies, I mean, not every block of a lightsaber you're going to have like a ricochet coming off of it. So the shield people are behind you. And in this video, you can't see the shields, but they also light up. So they're blocking anything that you miss.
Tell me with this $5,000 that they give you one of these expensive lightsabers, please.
No, they.
Oh my God! Come on, Disney.
I know, but I will say, so they do give you one of these. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Let me take your shot full.
So they give you one of these. I mean, it's a magic band, but this is the band they give you when you're on. They also sell a black one as well, but
and you get to keep that.
Yes, you do. You get to tap into your room with this. You get to tap in when you exit and leave Batu. There are ways that you can use it to purchase things, I believe. But yeah.
Okay, do you get to keep your cool pin?
You do. You do get to collect your pin. You keep the pin. They also have a ton of merchandise, which I did get some while I was there because I don't think I'm going back.
Okay, I want to get to that question in a minute. Continue with the. I'm sure this merchandise could be sold on the internet for like 10 times the value.
So, I mean, they have special types of merchandise. So cool. This is the Halcyon Mug that they.
I like that.
Have on there. Has the logo on it. But they have all the stuff that you'll find in the gift shop there on board has a unique story to it. So if you want to dress up and look the part as a Star Wars character, they have a whole area there in the gift shop where you can like find a lightsaber tunic, or you want to look like Princess Leia or Padme. They have a beautiful cloak in there and it's all reasonably priced. I will tell you that.
What? Really?
Yeah. It
compared
really
to what you spent already.
I was tempted to buy one of like the tunics in there because it was like $40. I was expecting to be like $100.
Oh, that is shocking.
Okay. So they have those type of things. They also have like models of the ship that you can get reasonably priced. Kind of cool. They have cool. They have a small, medium, and a large one that lights up. And then like another thing that I thought was kind of cool, but they all the unique characters. So this is one of the characters that you'll see on board. Her name is Gaia. She is like a celebrity in the galaxy. And so you can buy one of these, and at one point during your experience, she'll actually sign it. She actually signed mine twice. It is, I don't know, it's kind of unique, but you get to like meet her, you get to talk to her. She will actually sing during one of your dinners in the dining room, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, she will get you up and dancing. She will talk to you. She'll give you her backstory. Why is she on the ship? What is her story as part of this experience?
Okay.
Because she
It's
is a
like it's cruise
huge
entertainment. That's what it is.
it. She is a huge part of this whole story. So
So were there any kids there? And are kids is it priced the same for kids? Like if you're a parent, your parents, you love Star Wars and you want to take your kids to this, is it something
mhm.
for them or no?
So with kids, I mean, I think the pricing will fluctuate based on the time you want to go with. I mean, that's pretty much with any, I think Disney hotel, it's going to fluctuate depending
Sure.
on the time you want to go and the availability. And I think the more people you add on to your experience, the less it's going to be overall. Um, like you said, I mean, it's $4,800 for two people for 2 nights, and that's during an off time season, according to the Disney sample. Um, but with kids, that was a big concern of mine because kids need constant stimulation, and like things like this, what you're seeing now with like the bridge training, you only get to do those things like once.
Mm,
So they do have other types of experiences on board that will keep kids busy. For example, they have mini droid racing. So if your kid gets a droid on Batu, they can bring it back and they can race it alongside the captain. Yeah. Um, Kids are also going to have just like a ball with just the overall mission. I mean, I was in the gift shop and there was a kid that ran in and he was like, "Everyone, you have to get to the engineering room. The first order is there." And I was like,
that's funny.
"Okay,
That's
I
awesome.
better
That's
go."
awesome. Okay, I just
Um,
wondered because kids with if you've
Yeah.
ever been to a theme park with a kid, they like one thing and they want to keep doing it over and over again. You will do that same ride 10 times before you leave. So
mhm.
that's probably not an option here.
When you do go to Batu, it is included that you will get a lightning lane, so you're taken care of when you get to experience those attractions.
So they take you. You basically get your own guide who takes you over to Batu, takes you ahead of all the lines in the lightning lane, and you get to go one time on one ride. Is that the deal?
I don't know if you get to go on it multiple times. I think it was just one time just to
For
experience
you,
it.
you only got that one
Yeah.
time, and that is
Mhm.
all the
Yeah.
time you spent at the park, or did you get to stay there anymore?
We were there for a few hours because you do get a free meal at one of the restaurants there in Batu. You get to go and have a drink in Olga's Cantina because again, you are on a mission, and our mission was to go find a forager in Olga's Cantina. So we were there, and we were like, you have to ask the bartender like, we're looking for this, and give me a minute, and he like ran away, and he came back, and he handed us this, and he's like, this is what you need. So you take this and you put it in your data pad. I'm going the wrong way. You take this and you put it in your data pad and scan this, and that will escalate your mission even further. It's kind of like a big
Oh, I
scavenger
kind of
hunt,
like that. I like that.
That's
That
but
sounds
cute,
it's a
but I mean,
lot of fun.
only Disney could say, "Hey, I know you paid $5,000 for 2 days, but here's a free meal." Like,
it's not free.
come on, that's
Newsflash.
not
You
free,
already
but that
paid
is
for it.
cute. I
So,
like the scavenger hunt. I could see the kids really enjoying that portion of it. If you,
I mean, when we were being transported back to Batu, like not Batu, the cruiser, um, there was a family in front of us that had a whole cargo kit. Like their part of their mission, they had to bring back some cargo. And I guess one of the crew members gave it to him, and they're like, "You have to take this back to the ship. Like this is part of the mission." And I was like,
Oh, now
"Did
you're
we
just
miss
doing
something?"
manual labor for them.
Disney workers are like, "Hey, you have to take this trash
Here's
back
my
to the ship."
laundry.
Well, they'll take it in and they put it in the seat with you, and they're just like, "You have to make sure this gets to the right hands." And I'm like, did I miss something here?
So you think
Like,
people had different missions in the same areas?
Absolutely. So I'm going to be honest. I was not part of the resistance. I was actually part of the First Order.
The bad guy. Got it.
Yes.
That figures. I could see that.
Shocker.
I was part of the bad guys. So I was in constant communication with Lieutenant Croy. During one part of our mission, we actually had to go to the engineering room. And this is almost the big finale, the climactic moment of the whole cruise. And he sent us a communication to our data pad, and he was like, "You need to come to the engineering room for a secret mission." So we go down there, and he's like in my face, like saying like, "This is what's happening, and this is what we have to do." And he's like, "You all need to do better." And like, so it was a lot of fun. And then he made us like, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want to ruin it, but it was a lot of fun being in that engineering room. But yeah, you will be part of a certain mission, and like even at the end, like I don't want to spoiler alert here, but the First Order doesn't win if you haven't watched
Shocker.
But like just like building on the storyline, they even like send you a note in the like in under your door saying, like, he pretty much told me like, "Thanks for being part of the First Order. We lost, but I'll see you later."
Oh my gosh.
Like
Okay,
as if
cool.
your boss for the First Order is going to give you a little going away love note. Like, hey.
It really is. And it's so cool. I mean, after all the eventful things on board this Star Cruiser, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge your contributions to the First Order. I mean, that's kind of cool. I was just like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And
So
like little details.
how are you released from this? Because I feel like if you've spent 2 days immersed in this, and then do they shoot you like out of a cannon back to reality? How do you reacclimate to this world?
So, I mean, it's just like a cruise. I mean, you're going to get up the next day. And what's also kind of cool about it, I don't know if you guys, I mean, I'm sure you've both been on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
But like, even like on a cruise ship, you can actually track your location of where you're at on your TV. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
I haven't done that before. I didn't know.
Okay. Well, I know like Disney Cruise Line, they have a way like on your TV that'll tell you like, "Hey, you're
Oh, you
here."
mean like the ship is like, here it is in the
Yeah,
Atlantic
like,
Ocean.
here's
Yes.
here's your
Yeah.
location. Like
I thought
even
you meant you.
like the details are down to like that. Like we started near Batu, or not Batu. I'm sorry, I don't remember where I'm at. Anyways, it'll literally show you your whole journey. And then you're back when you start. I mean, you wake up and you're back to where you started, and you will open your window. You will see the same planet that you started at.
Okay.
You wake up, you have breakfast, and then an alert is put over the intercom like, it's time for you to disembark.
Beat it.
Get off the ship. We got people with
Yeah.
$5,000 in their pocket ready to get back on here.
Okay,
I mean, the
like
next
that. I see
cruise
what
is
you're
coming.
saying. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
you started to
beautiful.
mention, Landon, you might not be back. Okay, I want to know, okay, specifically, if you had to pay $5,000 to go on this, would you have done it in the first place just to give it a try? And would you ever do it again?
I would probably save up. Yeah, I would probably do it again if I was that motivated. It would take a lot of saving to do because it is kind of pricey. But again, it's all inclusive. If I were to go back though, two things that I would tell people: be fully into it, take it in, and don't hold back. Like, talk to the characters, because these characters get to know you over your 2 days. It's crazy. The last night we were there, I mean, Lieutenant Croy knew 3 people on the ship. He knew what they were up to. He knew their names. He called them out. So I would tell them to be fully get into it, like really take it in. And yeah, just don't hold back, because you only get this experience and once, maybe.
Sure.
But I don't know if I would do it again, because I have done it now. And I would probably take that money and maybe go to like Europe or something, or
But Landon, you were also working, and it's a different experience when
Yes.
you're like trying to complete an assignment. You're on a mission, but you also have an assignment back at your real job to do. And I
Yes.
feel like that might be exhausting because you're thinking, I got to get all this in. But what I'm hearing is if someone were to gift this to you, you would not turn it down.
Yeah. I'd do it
Yeah.
again.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'd do anything if anybody gifted it to me, unless you're sending me to like the dentist. I'll take
Yeah.
it, you
But
know.
you know how it's fun to go do something for work, but then you realize, oh, I gotta file a report
Yeah.
and I gotta do
Yeah.
all these, you know. So your work right now, we're recording this the day before you can actually say anything about it. So you've spent like the past couple of days just like writing, and making sure
Uh,
that when it can be revealed, all your, your
yeah.
facts are straight.
And there's a lot of names. There's a lot of like, what was that person? What were they doing?
Yeah.
Wait, what is that gift shop called? How do I pronounce this? So
I
yeah.
don't envy that. And I mean, poor Landon has bedhead right now. And here we are dragging him in for our podcast. I'm glad you got to go have a little fun. I know it was probably more work than fun. Thank you for your description of what
my
I
goodness,
feel
you
like
did.
is my nightmare on earth, Ginger. I don't want to go role play for 2 days. I would rather
would
do
go if I didn't
anything
have to
else.
work. I would go, but I would need someone who really, because I love Star Wars, but I feel like this is next level, and I would be one of those people where it would be lost on me unless I'm with someone who's like, hey, let's do this, and this is how you do it. I would really need a partner. So I feel like it might be exhausting.
I'm with Landon.
you know.
Save the $5,000, go to Italy. Let's do this.
Okay, thank God no one hacked into this. That was my nightmare the entire time we're doing this, that somebody's going to hack in to get information in some of your videos.
That's right. Landon Mcreynolds, News 6 producer. Thank you for the inside info, Ginger Gadsden. You're always the best. I'm Matt Austin. We'll see you next week.
Hope you wear a shirt then.
All right.